Welcome to Gosling Racing. Today we are in our workshop and we're going to talk to you about one of our best-selling kits, the modular seat frame kits. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go. What is a modular seat frame kit? Well, it's exactly what it says it is. It's a kit designed to install aftermarket seats into a wide range of vehicles very, very easy. What's included in the kit? I'm going to show you. To start with, you will have a base frame. You will also receive a pair of side mounts, a pair of harness eye brackets, a pair of sliders, slider handle, and a bag with all the bolts and nuts that you need. Let's get into it. For this job, all the tools we're going to need is a 6mm T-bar, a 13mm spanner, and a 13mm 1/4" drive ratchet. Step one, we're going to mount the side mounts to the seat loosely. We're going to do this just to get an overall width and see where it lands on the base. We don't need to do these up too tight, just loosely, just enough so we can get a general measurement. I like to use socket caps, they're M8s. We do an M10 version of these as well, side mounts I mean. I'm going to mount them at the highest position, and it's worth remembering that on these side mounts, the slotted holes always go towards the front. That's one. Just like that. Step two, we're going to take the base plate and we're going to get the correct orientation. A lot of these seat frame kits have the offset built in to match the factory seat. You'll see on this one, we've got a larger gap towards the edge than we have this side. This larger gap generally wants to be towards the outside of the vehicle. We're going to set this up for a driver's side, so the gap's going to be on the right and the smaller gap's going to be on the left. All we're going to do is take the seat and sit it on top of the base and mount it as far to the left as possible, and seeing which holes we're going to land on here. As you can see, we've got a Sparco Evo seat. This is a large seat. And you'll find that this fits on here absolutely no problem at all. I'm going to make a quick mark just so I can reference it easy when the seat's removed. For the moment, we're done with the seat. Now we have some reference marks to show us where the seat's going to land onto the base. I've mounted the seat as far to the left as possible towards the gearbox tunnel, and from that we can now go ahead and start mounting the sliders. In your kit, you will get a pair of sliders and a handle. Now, it's very, very simple, but there's a few unique tricks that you need to remember on this. These sliders want to face with the smaller part downwards. This is going to allow the handle to move with the seat when you slide it forward and back. Using the bolt kit provided, use the shorter bolts. These tend to be an M8 by 20. There'll be 4 of those, and you're going to need 4 flanged bolts, nuts as well. For now, we're just going to put these bolts in loosely. We're not going to tighten anything up. You'll see that these bolts fit nicely in the track of the slider itself, so you don't need to get a spanner on there. They're going to hold themselves nice and snug. This bit can be a little bit fiddly. You need to watch your fingers because it does hurt if you trap them. Believe me, I've done it. Just squeeze the tab up, slide the runner back, and that will give you the access to get the bolt in. Okay, so far so good. That was easy. Another thing to note when mounting the sliders, a lot of the times the slider is slightly longer than the seat base. So you want the overhang to go towards the rear of the car. You don't want it at the front, you want it at the back, and that will become clear later. We can set the handle up now, Pretty easy. A lot of the times this will just pop straight into place. Occasionally on slightly narrower seats or wider seats, you may have to tweak this slightly in a vise or some sort of fixture and just open it out and bend it here and bend it here for it to sit onto the lugs nicely. Now I can see for our Sparco seat, this is going to work perfect from factory. Okay, so we're making some good progress. The runners are on to the base plate, and now we need to start thinking about side mounts and harness brackets. Now's a good time to start adding eyelets. Now it's worth mentioning that these eyelets do not come in a kit, they're not included, but you can buy them from the website. It's going to vary what harness setup you've got, but typically on a bolted application, you're going to want to put your harness eyelets using these holes in the middle here, and you can either choose one or two. I recommend two, one in the left hole, one in the right hole. Also in the kit, you're going to find these two brackets. Not everybody's going to need these brackets depending on what you're doing with the kits, but they are included regardless. This bracket's very simple. All it is to mount a harness eyelet into the side of it or an OEM pre-tensioner. Depending on your setup, you may get away with running harness eyelets and a pre-tensioner. Some might not want a pre-tensioner at all. Some might want to weld the eyelets to the body of the vehicle. We always recommend this for race applications, but if you've just got a carpeted car and it's just your track day car, these will be perfect. It's very easy. They mount this way up. There's a left and a right, and they basically sandwich in between the side mounts and the sliders. For this next bit, we're going to need the side mounts back. So we're going to take these off now. They were only done up finger tight in the first place, so that's nice and easy. And we can worry about installing these back on the car, on the seat later on. So, returning back to our kit, we've got our side mounts, we've got our harness eye brackets. We're going to slide these runners all the way back to give us a bit of space to get underneath into these locations. The side mount and the harness eye bracket is going to sit straight on top, just like so, and then the side mount, remembering that the slotted holes go towards the front of the car. Now, this is going to be set up for a tool driver, so I'm going to mount everything as far back as I possibly can. I'm then going to take another M8 bolt. This one's a 25mm. It's the longer ones out of the kit you'll receive. And very easy, we're going to mount them straight up on both sides and do exactly the same for the front. Right, back bolts are in. We've used an M8 by 25 bolt with 2 washers and a flange nut. I'm going to slide the runners forwards, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing in the front holes. It really is that easy. You don't want to be doing these up tight yet. We'll do that later. We leave everything loose so we've got a little bit of play, just so we can wiggle things around and get it where we really want it. Okay, nice. I haven't fitted the eyelets for this. It's not going to be important, but you get the idea. We've now got the base frame, we've got the side mounts, we've got the sliders, and we've got the harness eye brackets. That's all fixed together. The only bit left to do is fit the seat in it and tighten everything up. This can be a little bit fiddly trying to hold the seat, so I'm actually going to ask my friend to give me a hand with this. It can be done as a one-man job, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to get some help. So if you can just hover that in the hole, just so I can get... There's no science to this bit, guys. To be honest, you'll have to have a play to get get a position that you really are happy with. It might take 1 or 2 tries. There you have it, easy as that. Everything's now pieced together. It looks great, everything fits really nicely. Some manufacturers will recommend that you use some small spacers to the side mounts. Some seats have more taper than others. You're gonna have to use your own judgment on that front. We always use spacers when we're installing tillet seats because it's carbon fiber, it's delicate, they've got a large taper on them. For this seat, this Sparco Evo large, we're not gonna bother, it'll be fine without. Hopefully you can see that down there. We've got the slotted holes towards the front, we've got a harness eye bracket, we've got our seat base, we've got our sliders. All that's left to do is nip everything up nice and tight. Don't overdo it, they are only M8s. And then we can move to the car and I'll show you how to install it in the car. For illustration purposes, I've took the seat back out just to give you better visibility. Let's go take a look. The last stage of installing your seat frame kit is to put these studs into the body of the car. These are designed to make it much easier when installing the seat frame kit in hard to reach areas. The long side of the stud goes down, and I like to use a little bit of thread lock, don't overdo it, and just to hold it into the body of the car. Now we've took the seat out to make visibility easier. It's as simple as picking the frame up and dropping it into position. In the kit you'll have 2 M10 flange nuts. They're going to go in the rear, and the front bolts will just be the original factory bolts that go in the front. It really is that easy. I hope you found this video informative. For more information on products and services, click the link below or visit goslingracing.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with somebody that might like it. I'm Sean from the home of premium motorsport fabrication. Until next time, see ya. Got it.